Hi everybody, welcome to Jen's Watching News. Shares of Broadcom dropped about 7% on Friday after its earnings call. Shares of Marvell Technologies sank about 11% on its weak guidance and its earnings call. U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics released the jobs report on Friday, said, quote, unemployment rate rose by 0.2 percentage point to 3.9% in February. Total non-farm payroll employment rose by 275,000 in February. Average hourly earnings were up by 0.1% in February and 4.3% over the year. The labor force participation rate was 62.5% for the third consecutive month. End quote. 10-year Treasury yields hovers around 4.07% after the jobs report. S&P 500 lost 0.65% on Friday. Shares of Broadcom dropped about 7% on Friday. At its earnings call, the company reported $10.99 adjusted EPS, $11.96 billion of revenue. The company beat on the top and bottom line. But for the full-year guidance, the company expected $50 billion, which is just in line with market expectations, failed to make investors happy. Broadcom CEO Hak Tan said, quote, in our fiscal first quarter 2024, consolidated net revenue was $12 billion, up 34% year-on-year, as revenue included 10.5 weeks contribution from VMware. Excluding VMware, consolidated revenue was up 11% year-on-year. Revenue from VMware will grow double-digit percentage quarter-over-quarter through the rest of the fiscal year. For fiscal 2024, we reiterated our guidance for consolidated revenue to be $50 billion, which represents 40% year-on-year growth. End quote. Shares of Marvell Technologies dropped about 11% on Friday. At its earnings call on Thursday, the company reported 46 cents adjusted EPS, which is in line with expectation, $1.43 billion fourth quarter revenue, which is slightly better than expected. But for the first quarter revenue, the company expected $1.15 billion, which fell short of market forecasts. Marvell Chairman and CEO Matt Murphy said Thursday, quote, for the first quarter fiscal 2024, Marvell delivered revenue $1.43 billion, growing 1% sequentially above the midpoint guidance. In a data center end market for the fourth quarter, we drove record revenue $765 million, growing 54% year-over-year. The strong revenue growth in the quarter was driven by the cloud portion of our data center and markets. While AI has been a key growth driver, I'm pleased that our standard cloud infrastructure revenue has also grown every quarter, and we see that continuing next year. Now let's turn to Marvell's carrier and enterprise end market together. As we have been communicating, these end markets have been dealing with the period of soft industry demand. As a result, both were down sequentially in the fourth quarter. We expect them to decline again in the first quarter. On a sequential basis, we expect revenue in the first quarter from carrier to decline by approximately 50% and enterprise networking to decline by approximately 40%. End quote. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics released the jobs report on Friday, said, quote, unemployment rate rose by 0.2 percentage point to 3.9% in February. A year earlier, the jobless rate was 3.6%, and you can see up from the previous month. When it comes to the number of people who were hired in February, VLS said, quote, Total non-farm payroll employment rose by 275,000 in February, above the average monthly gain of 230,000 over the prior 12 months. According to BLS, the average hourly earnings increased by 5 cents from $34.52 in January to $34.57 in February. In February, the labor force participation rate was 62.5% for the third consecutive month. It's lower than pre-pandemic level. 10-year Treasury yield hovers around 4.7%. After the jobs report at 8:30 a.m., it was down and rebounded again. S&P 500 lost 0.65% on Friday. Dow also declined 0.18%. Nasdaq dropped 1.16%. This is end of today's news. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.